Last week, students and faculty at the University of Manitoba were met with posters and faxes that had only 5 words. It's okay to be white. Those posters were quickly removed by university staff, but not before the impact of those 5 words rippled across the campus and the country.
So it's a very clever message, right? If you read it just on the surface, it's okay to be white. Well, of course it's okay to be white. There's never been a point in time where it's not okay to be white. By posting these posters in areas where Indigenous students are more likely to spend more time, for instance, where people with different sexual orientations are meant to spend more of their time, that's a silencing message.
You might think the best way to deal with something like this is to simply ignore it, and by talking about it, we're giving it more power. Wilkinson appreciates both views, but feels we need to talk about it if we want to change it.
As a Canadian society, we have rug-swept racism for decades. We have patted ourselves on the back about being anti-racist, that we're better than Americans, and we're not. This is precisely why, this ignorance, the fact that we ignore these kinds of activities, is precisely why we are where we are today.
I spoke to international and local students attending the U of M, asking if campus culture on the whole feels inclusive or if these posters are hinting at a racist element that is felt and experienced by some students here.
I moved to Canada 3 months ago and I'm studying engineering here. So the environment around is super cool. People in Canada have been really nice to me. I'm new to the place. They help me around to get to new buildings, new stuff, introduce me to jets, Lineage, Airplay, you know.
I find it very open and accepting. Like, I think that people, for the most part, are very open-minded and kind to people who are different.
I don't feel like there is racism on campus. And not that I have experienced. Maybe some other people might have experienced that. But yeah, according to my experience, we are all united.
These posters weren't put up in architecture, weren't put up in music, weren't put up in science, weren't put up in engineering. So the messages actually were meant to be seen by this group of scholars and students and support staff, because we work in fields that talk about diversity and question racism. So these are the target audience. The target audience were not students and faculty members from other parts of campus.
If we want to talk about racism, how do we do it respectfully? How do we do it in a way that advances understanding and gives everyone a voice?
For too long, we've left racism conversations to people who are affected personally by racism. If you don't bring white people into the conversation, then it's marginalized again and we ignore it, and then we get into the problems that we're seeing today.
In Winnipeg, Mark Neufeld, City News.